Picture this, a nuclear weapon 100 times more powerful than anything you've ever imagined, detonating on the lunar surface. Would Earth survive the aftermath? Would you survive what comes next? In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what happens when we turn the moon into ground zero. And trust me, the results will blow your mind. Here's the thing. During the Cold War, this wasn't just science fiction. The US Air Force actually commissioned a serious study into nuking the moon. But reading dusty reports, that's boring. So let's conduct the ultimate thought experiment with a 100 megaton thermonuclear warhead, twice as powerful as the most devastating bomb ever detonated. Ready? Let's push the button and watch the universe change forever. For the first few milliseconds, nothing happens. Then, boom. Inside our weapon, high explosives send a shockwave racing toward a radioactive core, compressing it until it reaches criticality. Nuclear fission ignites. The plasma created hits 100 million degrees, briefly creating one of the hottest places in the entire universe. And now? Now the rest of the universe finds out what we've done. A flaming star of nuclear death erupts from the lunar surface. But here's where things get weird, and this is crucial. There's no atmosphere on the moon. On Earth, this fireball would char everything within 50 kilometers. Buildings would burn, forests would ignite, chaos would reign. But on the moon, no atmosphere means no burning. No oxygen means no fire, just pure silent destruction. The moon's surface, that crunchy mixture of silicate rock and metal dust, ground down by billions of years of meteorite impacts, simply vaporizes. X-rays from the fireball turn solid rock into vapor clouds, while unlucky dust inside the blast zone melts into glass. Now here's the mind-bending part. On Earth, nuclear explosions create devastating shockwaves. The atmosphere fights back, creating those bone-rattling sonic booms that shatter buildings and rupture organs. But on the moon, pure silence. The fireball just grows and grows in eerie quiet, with nothing to stop its expansion. No atmosphere to push against, no air to give it a voice. It would be simultaneously the most spectacular and most terrifying light show you could imagine, if you could survive watching it. While this silent inferno rages above, something violent happens below. The explosion hammers the moon's surface, transferring massive energy into seismic waves. The entire moon starts shaking, and I mean violently shaking. Picture an earthquake measuring 7 on the Richter scale, but there's nowhere to run. Every astronaut on the lunar surface, no matter where they're standing, feels this inescapable tremor. Infrastructure crumbles, equipment fails. Even on the far side of the moon, it feels like a pyramid-sized asteroid just struck. The ground doesn't just shake, it splatters like water when you drop a stone in a pond. Our explosion excavates 100 million cubic meters of lunar material, carving out a crater a full kilometer across. Bedrock pulverizes into rubble. But here's where it gets dangerous for everyone, including us on Earth. Debris shoots skyward in every direction. Without atmosphere to slow it down, much of this material flies off faster than the moon's escape velocity. We've just created a swarm of micrometeorites exploring the solar system, and many will rain down on Earth like cosmic bullets. Finally, our explosion fades. On Earth, nuclear fireballs rise like hot air balloons, forming those iconic mushroom clouds. But on the moon, no atmosphere, no mushroom. The plasma bubble just cools, reddens, and vanishes. From Earth, you'd see it like a star flickering to life, then dying. A brief spark against the lunar surface, then nothing. So would this move the moon? Would it send it crashing into Earth, creating tidal waves and ending civilization? Not even close. Trying to move the moon with a nuke is like trying to move a truck by blowing on it. Nuclear explosions might seem massive, but space is bigger, much bigger. Our mighty explosion just leaves another crater, one among millions already scarring the lunar surface. But here's what would change. Anyone planning to visit the moon better think twice. The radioactive material raining back down contaminates the surface, and without natural processes to wash it away, that contamination sticks around. The good news? The worst radiation decays to natural cosmic ray levels within about a year. The bad news? You've just ruined humanity's closest celestial neighbour for everyone trying to build something useful there. So here's what we've learned. While the moon itself wouldn't care about being nuked, it would barely notice, honestly. Using it as a nuclear testing ground pretty much ruins it for everyone else. The explosion would be spectacular, the destruction immense, but the moon would keep orbiting, Earth would keep spinning, and life would go on. We'd just have one more scar on our cosmic companion, and a really good reason to maybe, just maybe, not blow things up in space. And what do you think? Should we stick to keeping our nuclear experiments here on Earth? Or does the idea of a lunar light show sound too tempting to resist? Let me know in the comments below.